The Dwarven Mines is a region in Skyblock which has changed a ton throughout the years. After being added in early 2021, it has changed to be the entire hub for mining in Hypixel Skyblock. But it's also pretty complicated, and today we're going to go over the basics of the Dwarven Mines and its progression in 2026. If you enjoy this guide, then subscribe, as it'll help me out. A majority of these clips were streamed live on this very YouTube channel, so check it out as I continue to progress. Before doing any of this mining stuff that we planned on, there's a lot of shards that have recently been in the game that got introduced. Later on, obviously this one's very useful, this one's very useful, this one's very useful, actually right now, so I may buy the quartz fangs. I need 47. But if you can, like that one, now I get double the mining speed from events, which would be really nice on like an Iron Man profile for when we start mining hardstone. 10% more of the Heart of Mountain XP. Doubled mining speed from the events. Commissions give 10% more XP. 5 mining wisdom. 51 block fortune. 51 ore fortune. 10% extra mithril powder, 25 mining fortune, 10 mining spread, 30 mining speed, and those are the only ones that'll help us for now. Besides this one, but this one was a new shard before, so I'll buy that one too. This one, Fiestas, which named the last time Cole was in office. We have to wait a while for that. And this one, which is Fiestas. In order to get to the Dwarven Mines, you need to go to the deep caverns and travel down to the lowest level. When you get to the Obsidian Sanctuary, you give them 15 enchanted of a mining item. So this is the Dwarven Mines, obviously. Everyone knows it. The only pickaxe I can get is the Fractured Mithril Pickaxe. I'm going to put Efficiency 5 and then Fortune on it. There we go. And no Reforges are really going to help me out right now, so I'm just going to go check out my first commission. Before you're even starting mining, you should have full glacite, preferably on Wise. And if you're on a regular profile, I would also buy 4 of the blue rarity amber gemstones, because you can apply them right away for free. It's like 100k, but it helps out a lot because now each piece gives you more mining speed. Royal Palace of the King. So what we're gonna do is talk to the king, and then never mind, it's him. But you get your first commissions, mine mithril and participate in a mining event. As you can see at the top of the screen, there's a mining event happening, ×2 powder. Powder's like a skill tree currency in this. And there's a few other ways to get your mithril powder out. First of all, Fetcher, which asks for a random item. Many mods will just tell you the name of it. Like right here it says Firework Rocket. That would just require a piece of paper and some gunpowder to give them. There you go. 2,500 mithril powder. That's pretty good. That's a nice amount. Here with the Puzzler. Now when you talk to him, he tells you arrows, and then based on where he's standing, you use those arrows, and you will end up right on whatever block some mods will tell you. So for this one, it was right here. It'll be different every single time. That lets me upgrade to 320 speed. Once you get to Heart of the Mountain 2, I think you get more tokens to unlock more perks, but until then, you're stuck with just the mining speed. Powder. There we go. Our first commission complete. Now, there's these things, commission milestones. I would recommend getting a mining pet before you continue with your mining, because it's just free levels. It's just going to help you out. Now, for mining, you've got options. One good option, Silverfish Pet. It lets you level up mining quicker and gives you a little bit of mining fortune. However, when you're in the Dwarven Mines, an even better option is the Mithril Golem. Mithril Golem gives you very good stat. Whoa, that's a cool skin. Lowest price legendary is only 2.5 mil, which is very obtainable even in early stages of the game. But at max level, will give you 200 mining speed when mining mithril, which is a decent amount. 20% more mithril powder from all sources, and 25 mining fortune, which is good enough where this is decent. And it also ups your combat stats. But I would recommend you get a mining XP boost for the pet, because obviously it's going to give it more pet XP, which will level it up quicker. And then you can talk to the king and claim it. Now that alone leveled up the pet to level 17. And then if you complete 5 commissions, you'll get 100,000 mining XP, which is very nice. There we go. The first event got completed. Now, let's talk one more time to the king. And there we go. Heart of the Mountain 2. This gives you access to the forge, which is important. First of all, you get 2 more tokens. I would recommend buying Mining Fortune, and then for now, Precision Mining. You'll replace that at some point, but for now, get Precision Mining. Don't even worry about Mining Fortune, because none of the commissions are based off how many items you drop. They're just based off how many blocks you break, so don't even put any powder into this. Because you are putting no powder into this, and this perk doesn't have levels, you can put all your powder into the mining speed for now, and at Heart of the Mountain 3, we'll rewrite our tree in order to make it better. I just got a notification for the Goblin Raid event. The Goblin Raid, basically you just kill goblins, obviously. And then you get a lot of powder from events. So when there's events, make sure you capitalize off of it. And I'm gonna claim my last commission. And there we go. We now have commission milestone 1, which we unlock emissaries, and we have the Royal Compass. The Royal Compass will point to any emissary in the entire Dwarven mines. There's a lot of emissaries scattered throughout, like there's emissary here. These guys, basically you can claim your commissions there instead of at the king. Now, in the Ramparts Quarry, right here, there is a they do a lot of damage, so I would recommend having some kind of combat setup. But these guys, you basically just kill, and they will drop nothing, but they get you progress, as you can see on the side, to the kill count for yourself. And if you get above, I believe it's 25 kills, you get extra bonuses from the event. There we go. 36,000 mithril powder. That is really good. Now, with that much mithril powder, you can upgrade your perk quite a bit. For me, I got it up to 420 extra speed. Obviously, yours will probably be a little bit less, but that's okay. But we're going to explain a few other things that make this stage of mining interesting. First off, the forge. The forge, you can make many different items in here, and they will take a certain amount of hours, but then they'll produce their output. Now, pretty much every single item in the forge, by forging it, is profit. So, let's say you wanted to make refined titanium. Currently, InstaSell is 720k. 450k to buy the materials. So, whenever it's done, that's free money. So if you're not going to use the forge for progression, like on a regular Iron Man, and maybe you're on a regular profile, it's a nice way to get some cash, which can help you buy a few other mining upgrades. Once you get Heart of the Mountain 2, you can also buy a tier 2 version of your pickaxe. It gives you 25 more mining speed and 2 more fortune. It's not much, but you know, it helps. It helps. So you can do that. And now I have the bandaged mithril pickaxe. There's a higher tier of this, which you could definitely get. I mean, it's 50 more mining speed, and you can buy it as soon as you're Heart of the Mountain 2 as well. But the craft cost is quite a bit, so I am going to, but it is fully up to you. It's slightly quicker. It's your choice. But now that you have your new pickaxe, continue doing the commissions, level up your Heart of the Mountain. If you want to wait for dailies, I think that would be a smart play until Heart of the Mountain 3, because at Heart of the Mountain 3, you're going to reset your tree where you unlock this ability called the Pickobulus, because this will help you do your commissions a lot quicker. The raffle just started. In order to do good at this, you're going to want the Magnetic Talisman. It increases your pickup range, and that works on the tickets. So you teleport here and you collect the tickets. Oh. 500! We made it! We're in the big leagues now! Mr. Beast bows down to me. We only have 10% of the pool. It's possible. Oh no! No, we can't let him win! Yay! I won. 38,000 mithril powder. Plus a Dwarven treasure, which is a reforged stone for your equipment. And a flow state book, which is another enchantment that's nice for this. If you're Iron Man before the forge unlocks, you can't really get these items, but afterwards you can get the mithril equipment, which is 80 extra mining speed and 20 extra fortune, and gives you even more in the Dwarven mines if you get the full set. And it only costs 12 enchanted mithril, so it really won't take too long to grind it out. We'll put those two in, and then we'll claim them in an hour. When forging, if you get bored, I would take a break and make the travel scroll to the Dwarven Forge. This thing will let you do /warp forge, and that'll help you get here easier without having to visit Portal Hub. And then I would also maybe consider getting the Mithril Lantern. Obviously, the stats aren't that great right now, but as it gets to the higher tiers of it, it gets better and better. So I would recommend just getting the tier 1 so that you have it for when you upgrade later. I know the screen looks different. I moved around some stuff for streams. But anyways, we have our first 2 pieces of equipment done. So now I can throw in the second half. Now, this equipment allows you to get some pretty nice mining stats, and you can equip it, obviously, through the equipment system in the game. We now have the full set of this equipment. And before you do anything with this, I'd recommend reforging it to Royal, because it gives you extra mithril powder, you know? Like, mithril powder sucks. This thing, Dwarven treasure. You get 4 of these, Dwarven treasure, and then you can apply them in an anvil. Each one is giving you an additional 15% mithril powder for mining events in the Dwarven mines. This entire thing gives you 60% more powder from those events, which are a nice way to get the powder, so obviously it's good. Now that you have your full equipment, I'd recommend filling up your forge with, like, titanium or whatever is gonna make you some cash, because you're gonna need a lot of money for mining. 20 goblins, 30 goblin raid. That's not. Oh my god, it just happened. Oh, this is great. There we go. 58,000 mithril powder. I'm now up to 77,000 prepared for the mining spread perk, which you get at Heart of the Mountain 3. There we go. Heart of the Mountain 3. Now, this one's important. You're going to reset your tree. You're going to reset it. You'll see why in a second. Now, you're going to build it like this, so that you have Picobulus and you have the mining spread, because you still don't need fortune. However, I would put enough mining speed into this where you get a decent amount. I think it's reasonable to have this sit at 500. If you have the powder, of course. But then you're going to put a ton into the mining spread, because mining spread pretty much can just double the amount of blocks you break. I mean, look at this. I'm breaking 2 at a time instead of 1. Like, it would just double your commission speed. Now you're going to continue doing commissions. However, you did unlock a few new items that may help you, depending on how full your purse is. You now have access to both tiers of the Mithril Drill, which give you extra mithril powder and are technically better than the mithril pickaxe. However, they require new fuel every 3,000 breaks. Now, I am going to upgrade, but this is a very optional thing. You don't need this, but it would help you out quite a bit. And there we go. Now, this new drill, 300 more mining speed and 40% mithril powder. And I also get Picobulus. Now, Picobulus is a new ability which you unlock at this point, which is very useful. Let's say I wanted to mine Lava Springs Mithril, which is the commission I have right now. Instantly broke all those. I mean, the commission's already nearly 20% done. It speeds up commissions a lot, especially with titanium, as it spawns titanium chances for each one. So obviously it's very good for very nice for commissions, especially at these lower levels. I just realized that every single piece of this guide had music in it. I should probably turn off the music. I know we love the music. I know. I need these clips for the video. Okay, I've been doing commissions for maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. but this is without the daily bonuses. If you did the daily bonuses for a week, you'd easily have Heart of the Mountain 4. Now, after claiming this reward, Heart of the Mountain Tier 4, and you'll see access to the Crystal Hollows, the next zone in the mining progression. However, there's a few more things that you unlock at Tier 4. First of all, in the Forge, you now have a total of 4 slots. And for tools, you now have access to the Ruby Drill and the Gemstone Drill, which are 2 items that can break gemstones, as these Mithril Drills are not strong enough. But these drills are important because with these, you're able to get more gemstone powder, and they'll let you break gemstones that you couldn't break with anything else. So it'll help you on Iron Man to get more gemstone slots filled for better stats, and it'll help you on regular profiles for getting your gemstone collection up for new items. In your gear section, you also have unlocked the upgrade to the Mithril gear, which is the Titanium gear. For the full set, it'll give you an extra 20 fortune just from the pieces, along with an extra 40 speed, and it'll also give you 10 mining fortune on both Mithril and Titanium per piece, along with an additional 35 mining fortune and 20 mining speed for the full set bonus. So this is a very nice piece of equipment. However, they are pretty expensive. They require refined minerals, which can only be obtained from mining fiestas, which only happen once in a while. You've also unlocked the Titanium Talisman line. These are something you could probably work on your own. It requires a lot of titanium, but eventually you'll start getting pieces of it on your own, and it gives some mining speed in case you're low on that. Continuing on, you'll see a lot of new reforged stones that you have. I wouldn't recommend using any of these yet, as they're all pretty expensive and don't give the best boost in items. The next item I would recommend is the Titanium Tesseract, but we will wait on that until we get at the very least Yogg armor, which we will go over in the Crystal Hollows guide. By being Heart of the Mountain 4, you also unlock a new type of perk, which requires gemstone powder to level up. For these 2 perks here, I wouldn't worry about them. If you really wanted to, you could do the mining speed one, but many people will do this one right here, the Quick Forge, because it makes you more money every day. It's up to you. If you're doing progression, I would do the mining speed. If you want money, you do the Forge. Now, you're probably going to have 0 gemstone powder, unless you did farming progression before mining. Because farming, there's a few visitors that give you gemstone powder. So I have about 10,000, which isn't a ton. So if I put that all into the mole perk, it doesn't even give me a full 100 mining spread on hardstone. But hardstone is a very important collection, especially early on in this, which we will talk about in the next video. So as a recap for this entire video so far, you need a Mithril Golem pet for the Mithril mining, you need full glacite armor as it gives quite a bit of mining speed, and I would recommend putting the Amber Gemstone in it for extra speed. And then I would also recommend starting off with obviously the required Mithril pickaxe, but once you get to Heart of the Mountain 3, you can upgrade to the Mithril Drill, which will get you extra powder, and it'll also mine a lot quicker. If you don't have the money for it, the pickaxe is still fine, it'll just be a little bit slower. And your tree at Heart of the Mountain 3 should look like these top 3 perks, and then these side 2. And then after that at 4, you should get these 2 if you're doing progression. And if you want more money, you should do Quick Forge, because that'll get you more money in the Forge every day. For powder, at this point in time, you should have participated in quite a few events, and you should be sitting at around 300 to 400,000 at a good amount. I have closer to 500,000, but I've also been very lucky with my events. Your equipment should be looking like full mithril equipment with the Royal Reforge to get you extra mithril powder, because you're going to need a lot more than the 500,000 you might have gathered. And then before you get any further in mining, I would recommend going to the mining page of the shard menu and seeing which ones might be worth investing in. I have a 10% more Heart of the Mountain XP perk. I have a mining speed from events being higher perk. I have a commission perk. I have mining wisdom perk, I have a block fortune perk, a ore fortune perk, 10% mithril powder perk, mining fortune perk, mining spread perk, mining speed perk, and a little bit of gemstone spread. Obviously, shards don't give you a ton of bonuses, but these will still help you enough where it'll be noticeable. Before you get into the Crystal Hollows, I would recommend maxing out this perk if you really have the coins to spend. At max level, it'll be giving you 10% more gemstone powder, which basically means you have to grind for 10% less time. And that's about it for this stage of the guide. If you enjoyed this episode of the mining guide progression, subscribe so that I can know to make the next ones. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'll see you in the Crystal Hollows. See ya.